That's the invitation in the open discussion. So just because there's other people, but here's the thing is still, because there's other people that disagree with who moral law is, doesn't mean that there's no moral lawgiver. And here's an interesting thing. Even though I disagree with these different religions, they still point to a basis of their moral values, while you are still absent of one. Like go ahead.
It's hard to say that. I think I've outlined a lot of different ways where I am not absent of a moral compass.
No, I didn't say that. I said a basis for it.
It does. Yeah, I guess.
You do it. Look. Don't get me wrong. You have a moral. I'm telling you right now.
I know.
You definitely have a moral compass. You and I definitely agree on a lot of moral values. We have a lot of the same moral values. Yeah. My argument right now, is what is your basis for it? That's my focus.
And I think I've explained, and I will again. I think it's easy enough to appeal to a one for one. Would I want this to happen to me? Can I reasonably say that something unfavorable happening to me I wouldn't want to impose on somebody else? Is enough of a moral compass that we can extrapolate things.
It's still subjective though.
But so is yours, and it's yours. Not. It is because and it is for the reason I'll repeat. Somebody with the exact same moral framework, which is a God said, can have the opposite stance that you do. And you cannot reconcile the difference. This is my point. But you can't, because your God has just as much proof as this other God.
That's not true at all.
Sure is. Sure is. And I'll tell you this. And I know this because if there were any reasonable proof that this was a real thing, there would be no atheists.
That's not true at all.
Myself included, dude.
Good trouble. Absolutely not.
Boss, if God came back and was like, sup, dude, just kidding, I was here the whole time, I would be like, oh, fuck, I messed up. That's really embarrassing, God. But the fact remains...
Maybe you would, but not everybody.
The fact remains that for 2,000 years, we are told to believe in faith alone, and it is a core tenet of these religions that you must never question your faith. And
that's not a core tenet of the Bible.
It is because, well, other than the zero amount of proof. You're saying faith in the Bible is not.
Faith in the Bible has substance. It's not for you to not question or not reason with. It has substance and evidence behind it. It's a choosing to trust in the evidence. But so
does another religion. This is my point.
No, that's not what they claim. You made it. Look, you made a claim saying that your religions, and including mine, is basically is just have faith, don't question it. That's not my religion, bro. My religion says to have faith, and here's why.
Sure, but so does another religion.
No,
and so does another.
But even if another religion,
different religion.
But even if another religion does that, guess what? We can investigate the claims. If a religion says this book is from God and this is what He wants from us, we can investigate and find out if that's if it's true or not.
Okay,
we can do that. What I'm saying is, bro, is when you have and you're saying when you have what seems to be reasonable, a reasonable conclusion on why you would do something to someone or not do something to someone because you wouldn't or would want that particular thing done to you. Reasonable as it is, it's still just subjective. It doesn't give it a basis because again,
but so is religion, and it is. Okay. And it again, I'll just give you an example, a different or the same example. I'm just gonna maybe you can help me out here. Your God says it's bad to murder. Don't murder. And the reason is because God says don't do it.
The reason is because God, within God's character, he's morally good. So he by nature gives good commands.
Okay, great. This other religion says murder all you want. My God is also morally good, and he is good in his commands. Which one's right?
The true God who says not to murder.
And you determine your true God because
of the evidence that he gives us that he's the true God. He has shown me that he has spoken. He has shown me. No, you don't.
Oh, I do.
Well, if you did, let's talk about it.
Oh, definitely.
And let's talk about it and see if there really is.
I'm ready. I'm excited to do this.
Okay.
My God is Sarah the unicorn. She exists. You laugh. She exists. She has done miracles. We have a scripture. People have witnessed these miracles. There's a poem, and she is a moral leader of light and truth.
Yeah, can I see this? Can I see the scripture?
Sure, it's on the internet.
Okay, let's look at it.
We're called unicornitarians.
Nice. Let's look at it.
Yeah, great. We can pull it up. Do you have any, like, just before, do you have questions?
Yeah, I want to see the scripture.
Sure.
I want to see
let me just see if I can find it.
What they say.
Yeah, great. Okay. Here. This is
Read me something.
Sure. The Book of the Universe. Settle in. Chapter 1. In the beginning, 1v1. In the beginning, there was Sarah. Sarah was the unicorn, and the unicorn was Sarah. All believe in her divinity, lest ye be a piece of... only when thou accept Sarah into thine own heart will thy divine veil of invisibility be lifted. And then Sarah said, accept me, for thou cannot disprove me, so just like trust me, brethren.
Yeah, I'm trying to find. Can you like skip to something that like has some substance behind what it's saying?
Well, it's a long Bible. We have a lot of it.
That's your religion.
We have tenets.
That's fine. Like maybe let me some prophecy or something.
We have Book of Rights. We have the Book of Life. Sarah, with no divine interventions of her own, as life began to grow. First, the plants that covered the earth in greenery. Then she watched over hundreds of millions of years as single-celled organisms grew into multicellular organisms. And from those organisms, an abundance of life ranging from the thinnest to the most giant of species. And she witnessed with her own eyes and called this process evolution. And Sarah said, so it has been proven, so it shall be taught in schools.
Yeah, somebody made this up, clearly.
So did yours, dude. Somebody made yours up also.
All right, let me show you a difference.
Somebody wrote your book too.
Okay, good. So let's see the difference. Ready?
Hang on. The book says you have to believe it. It's right here in the book.
I bet. But I haven't heard of anything of substance.
There's evolution's real. That was right there.
Evolution's real.
Do you believe in evolution?
Depends on what you mean by it.
I mean, the concept of evolution. Do you believe in it?
There's different layers of evolution. You got to tell me what you mean.
the main theme.
Okay, then no.
How old is the Earth?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
I don't know how old the Earth is.
Is it millions of years old or is it 6,000 years old?
I believe it's a couple million. Or billion, whatever the answer is. I think it's like 4.5 billion, right?
But what? Okay.
I want to read you something.
How do you how do you pick and choose the reality in which we live?
Evidence and what I experience, what I observe and see, and
Yeah.
what I experience and what my reason and logic come to.
Okay.
That a fair answer?
I mean, I guess so. In the sense, if you can understand that, like, the Earth is round, it's number one.
I believe the Earth is round.
Great, me too. You would be surprised how many people believe that.
I'm actually not surprised. I see horrifying all the time.
But so, like, the Earth is round. It's been here a long time. But then the idea that evolution isn't real is a tough one, because we could talk. We have a lot of evidence, and if you're someone that is based like evidence based, as you proclaim to be with your religion, that's a tough one to negate.
All right, let's talk about that next. We'll talk about evolution next.
Sure.
So I want to read you something.
Great.
Okay. All right. So it starts off by saying this. I'm gonna start here. It says, "He was despised and rejected by men, a man of sorrows and acquainted with grief. And as one from whom men hide their faces, he was despised, and we esteemed him not. Surely he has borne our griefs and carried our sorrows. Yet we esteemed him stricken, smitten by God, and afflicted. But he was pierced for our transgressions. He was crushed for our iniquities. And upon him was the punishment that brought us peace. And with his wounds we are healed. All we like sheep have gone astray. We have turned everyone to his own way. And the Lord has laid on him the sins of us all." Who does that sound like?
Slam poetry. I don't know. Jesus?
Yeah, Jesus.
Jesus?
You got it. You got it.
Yeah, great. Yeah, no, this is very much my point, man. This is very much my point.
Hold on.
Okay, go for it.
Go for it.
Sorry, go.
All right, so you got it right that it's Jesus. Now, what I'm reading to you is from the scroll of Isaiah that existed 700 years before Jesus was born. So tell me, how is it that 700 years before Jesus is born, the exact thing that happens to him is described in detail?
Brother. Do you know about the flood?
Yeah, don't change it.
Well, it's the same answer. It's the same answer, is that the story of the flood existed eons before Noah and the ark. It's the same. The same answer is that the story of the Bible is a similar story that can be found in any number of different places, because it was written by men.
So, all right. So do me a favor. Give me the story of Jesus found anywhere where the person comes to the world, is pierced for their sins and afflictions, punished for their sins, and his punishment brings them peace. That the Lord lays on him the sins of us all. That he's killed with the wicked, but buried with a rich man, and then rises again. Show me that story anywhere, in that exact detail.
Sure. Here's the tough part, is that if I did, I could just tell you that it exists, and I could read it for you and say this existed around the same time. Does that make sense?
We would have to investigate and see.
Sarah knew that these humans would rebel and need guidance. "I give to you my son, made flesh," and Sarah sent to earth a beacon of hope in the form of a liberal cuck. "I give unto you the prophet good trouble, and to uphold the balance and to speak out against." Do you see the difference between what you read and what I read to you? You don't. And this is my point, is that this holds just as much truth as yours does to me. Okay, how? Tell me, because remember, as yours does to somebody who believes in Islam. Good trouble. All you do, listen. All you did for me is read something, right? And even if you want to apply it to a higher being, as you're jokingly doing, trying to say that it's the same thing, I just gave you a passage that is prophetic.
that shows without a shadow of a doubt that there is divine providence behind
We have
it.
prophecies also.
Okay, give me something in detail. Give me a prophecy. Show me.
I don't have it. I don't know where the rest of it is.
Then what you saying we have it also then? If you don't
We do. I'm just telling you, we have prophecies also.
I need to show me it. I need to see it.
Okay.
Just like I was ready to show you my prophecy, I need to see a prophecy. I need something that in detail predicts something happening in the future.
Oh,
In
she
detail,
predicted
like I just
9/11. She predicted 9/11. She in 1999 she said bad shit's going to happen to those towers with the planes. She said it, she wrote it down. It's crazy. She said that. 3 years. No, it wasn't thousands of years, but she was like, check me out.
Come on, man.
I know that you feel like this is a ridiculous sort of caricature, but like I need you to
It is.
to like it is, but it also is it is a 1-for-1 comparison to what you're doing to me.
How? I literally gave you a 7
Because men wrote your book also.
But here's my thing. It's not my problem isn't about men writing the book. It's about who the source is. I'm not saying
source?
Man, it's God, because here we have
Mine is too.
No. You have something that people have made up, while I have something I'm showing you that is predictive prophecy.
You're onto it, man.
You haven't been able to show me anything.
You're onto it, dude.
I'm ready. I'm ready for you to show
Mine
me
was
something.
written by men the same way that yours was written by men. And it's from our God. And so my God, through men, have given us a scripture by which we follow. And yours is exactly the same thing.
Can you show me prophecy, please? Because I'm showing you.
I just gave you prophecy. I just gave you prophecy.
Good trouble. I'm not just showing you writings and what people have said. I'm showing you something specific. I'm showing you something specific in which someone prophetically spoke of the future, 700 years in the future, about a person and what exactly would happen to them in detail. And you, in the 21st century, was able to hear that, what I read to you, and guess, oh, that's talking about Jesus for sure. And anyone can do it.
I don't know why you think that that's like a proof of anything.
Okay, so can you show me? Can you show me a prophecy?
A parallel story 700 years before something happened?
Can you show me a prophecy?
I just did.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
I did for the same for all that it's worth. I did. Because it's the same thing. It's exactly the same thing.
See?
And that's why this all falls apart for me, man. Is because your story, written by the same people claiming it's from a deity, is the same thing as me saying our scribe, Johnny Fines, who heard it from Sarah on high, said this.
Yeah. So here's the difference that for some reason you're refusing to acknowledge. The difference is that I'm giving you gave me something made up by folks, while I'm giving you something that is prophetic in its source. It's prophetic. Prophetic.
In what way?
In the way that Isaiah
that it vaguely describes what happened to Jesus.
Well, you said vaguely. If it was vaguely, then how did you know it was about Jesus? It was
because it's the most told story of all of human history.
Okay, so then it's not vague when you can see that the details match and foretell what happened to Jesus.
Hang on. Can I do the same thing? If I described a vigilante who covered his mask at night or covered his face at night and went out and heroically fought against injustices in cities, vaguely resembling a certain winged animal who travels around using sonar. Who am I describing?
I don't know what you're talking about.
No idea. Not a clue.
Because
you've never heard of Batman before. That's convenient.
Well, it could have been many. There's many vigilantes that do that.
But this is my point: is that like if this is what astrology is based on. If you describe anything vaguely enough, you're going to be able to like associate that with you.
Yeah. I'm confused though, because if this was so vague, how did you know it was Jesus?
Again, because it's the most told story of all of human history.
What is the most told story? Like what's
That he was
the story?
crucified for your sins.
And this talks about one being crucified for our sins?
Yes.
Okay, so 700 years prior,
You're not getting it.
It is clear, it clearly, not vaguely, it clearly talks about someone being crucified for our sins before the fact. And then in the 21st century,
matter.
that Jesus was crucified for our sins.
But it doesn't matter.
So it's not vague.
It has no bearing on whether God exists or not.
It's showing you that God has actually spoken in history. That's the point.
It absolutely does not prove
Okay,
that.
so tell me, how is it that someone 700 years before Jesus, not vaguely, but descriptively and distinctly, was able to predict exactly what happened to him?
If I tell you 700 years from now that 2 minutes from now,
You said coincidence?
I'm going to do something.
Did you say coincidence earlier?
If I tell you 2 minutes from now, I'm going to do something,
I missed it. Did you
and
say
then I
coincidence?
do that thing,
Did you say coincidence?
Is that prophecy or is it
Wait,
self-fulfilling?
hold on. Did you say coincidence?
Sure. I don't know why this is a got you. Yeah, sure. It could be that too.
No, there's no, we're talking, bro. We're just talking. So you said coincidence. It's just a coincidence that 700 years prior,
yes, dude,
someone is able to describe exactly in details.
Can I give you an alternative? Can I give you an alternative interpretation of this?
Sure, go ahead.
700 years before this happened, there's a story, Isaiah's story, and then the story of Jesus happens, and then someone remembers. You know what? There's this story in Isaiah, this scroll. Doesn't it fit well that they prophesized this to happen, and they make this story fit in retrospect this story? Is that possible?
No.
Oh,
Look at the circle. But I hear what you're saying. They understand the old story. So what they do is they fabricate the story to make it fit as if it's prophecy.
No,
I got you.
No, not fabricate. Not fabricate.
Then what?
Draw comparisons and say, wow, look at this magical prophecy from Isaiah.
Okay, so are you saying that they look at what happened to Jesus and then they see the scroll of Isaiah and say, wow, this is a prophecy?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Then yes, that's exactly what we're doing.
Okay. All right. Okay. So,
what's wrong with that?
Do you? I guess the comparison that I've been making this entire time. What's frustrating is that the only real counter argument is no mind's right, and that's frustrating.
What do you mean by no mind's right? What do you mean by that?
When we're talking about the other religions, all of whom that I just as much don't believe in, I guess is what I'm trying to say. The answer is those are false because mine is right and it's based in evidence, and your evidence is another story saying that this happened.
Okay, that's a, what do you call that? Like a oversimplification of what it is.
Sure.
It's not. My evidence isn't just another story. My evidence is prophecy, showing the evidence. It's showing the evidence that God truly spoke in history. We can.
It's not evidence.
It is though, because look, people can, and as they do in these religions, They say what God has said. God said this. God said that. This book is from God. This scripture is from God. The question is, what is your proof of this? And so the proof that I'm showing you is that God actually spoke in history, and we can see it. We see the him speaking in the past, and we see the fruition of it
That's
coming
not
to
evidence.
pass.
That's
How
not
is that
evidence.
Okay, so how is that not evidence?
Because if I said to you the exact same circumstance, if I said,
If you showed it to me.
sure, if I showed you a piece of paper that said, and I said, God told me this, and I showed it to you, and then later something that resembled that story happened.
Not just resemble, exactly what you said, not resemblance, exactly what you said.
Read me Isaiah again.
Okay. Excuse me. He was despised and rejected by men, a man of sorrows and acquainted with grief. And as one from whom men hide their faces, he was despised and we esteemed him not. Surely he has borne our griefs and carried our sorrows. Yet we esteemed him stricken, smitten by God and afflicted. But he was pierced for our transgressions. He was crushed for our iniquities. Upon him was the punishment that brought us peace, and with his wounds we are healed. All we like sheep have gone astray. We have turned everyone to his own way. And the Lord has laid on him the iniquity of us all. He was oppressed and afflicted, yet he opened not his mouth. Like a lamb that is led to the slaughter, and like a sheep before its shearers is silent, so he opened not his mouth. By oppression and judgment he was taken away. And for his generation who considered that he was cut off from the land of the living, stricken for
Why
the
is this?
transgression of my people.
Why is this in past tense, do you think?
It's called the prophetic perfect. It's when God is speaking about an event as if it already took place, but it's
Got it.
prophetic.
When you say pierced, what does that mean to you?
It means that he had holes drilled through him.
As opposed to
something happened.
As opposed to another sort of interpretation of that.
Somehow his body got pierced through by an object.
Do you think people read into biblical translations differently than certain other people?
Do you want to go to the Hebrew? Is that the issue?
If you'd like to, my question is, if you want me to understand this as proof of something, there is no mention of the Romans. There's no mention of a cross. There's no mention of Judas. There's no mention of any number of a particular particulars in this story that would warrant this as any sort of even approaching proof of anything. Yes, absolutely. This is a story told by men which you assign meaning and belief to the same way every other religion, every other story is assigned. This is not proof of anything. If you want me to believe in proof, there would be much more specific. There would be far more specific. And I'm not trying to be pedantic here. I'm just telling you the reality. No,
I think you're being pedantic.
There isn't.
Okay, look.
There isn't.
Good trouble. Listen to me, man. Listen to me. Was it me that applied meaning when I read this, or was it you?
Yes.
I didn't say what this was about or who this was about.
You read this to me just for a lark.
But hold on. I read it to you. Then I asked you. Who's it talking about?
What you? No. You apply this meaning and you use it as proof.
But in this conversation, I didn't do that before you did. You applied it meaning first.
I'm applying the same thing that I maintain, which is this is a vague story that could resemble this other story about Jesus.
But you didn't say that. When I asked you simply, who is this talking about? Who does it sound like to you?
That's not proof of anything.
But hold on.
And I maintain that it is a story that could be applied to this other story.
But good trouble. When
men.
You say this is about Jesus, You have given the way,
didn't
you
say
have
that.
given the meaning and the weight.
I didn't say that.
Huh?
You said, "Who's this about?"
Yeah.
And I said, "Jesus."
Exactly. So I didn't
say,
but
"This is about Jesus.
listen,
Let me hear this story about Jesus."
Good trouble. Listen to the point.
You're assigning. No, I'm sorry. You're assigning this meaning.
You're not paying attention to the point
and you do it
yet.
purposefully because you're using this as proof.
You're
It's not
you're-
me assigning meaning to this.
Okay, no worries. We'll take this. Let me take this back, since that's, I guess, stopping us somehow. You're the one, when I asked you, who is it about? You're the one who said Jesus, not me. I agree with you that it's Jesus. Stop.
not
I let you go. Let me cook now, man.
Sure, go on.
Thank you.
Go on.
So when you said it's about Jesus, that's automatically, there's meaning to this, mainly because it's talking about Jesus 700 years before it takes place, bro. You were able to know that this was about Jesus without me having to indoctrinate you, without me having to interpret anything. You heard it,
Brother.
and you said, yeah, it's about Jesus. Come on, man.
That doesn't mean it's proof of anything.
It means that it's proof that God spoke prophetically in history.
It means that this story is the most told story in human history. That's what that means.
That happens to have been told 700 years before it actually happened.
So was the flood.
No,
so was a number of other stories in the Bible.
No, the flood wasn't talked about before it happened. The flood is talking.
Really?
The flood is a revisionist story.
Really?
Really?
Oh, that one. Hold on. So that one's revisionist.
Yes.
But not this one.
No, this is look.
Got it.
We literally have the text. Look, everything that we have about the flood, bro. Everything that we have about the flood is people recounting what happened. Everything. Right?
That's the whole Bible, dude. It's the whole Bible.
Good trouble.
It's the whole Bible is people. No, I'm sorry. The whole Bible is people recounting stuff and retranslating and kings taking their favorite parts out. It is all revisionist.
But not
all
this.
Of it, dude.
This is futuristic. That's the point. The point is that what I just showed you is
you're literally recounting the scroll right now. You are recounting the scroll.
No. So look, listen. I'm talking about the actual scroll within itself. The scroll within itself is 700 years prior to Jesus. So it's not a revision.
I get what you're trying to do, but it's not proof of it. It remains not proof of anything.
How does it not? When it's showing you, it's prophetic.
Because it's just as much of a story as the thing you're telling.
It's not, because it's
prophetic. The same thing as me telling you my prophecies.
You have none.
That's not true.
Show me one. Show me a
I told you about 9/11.
No. Show me that this was came up before 9/11, and show me that they talk about planes running into the crashing into the buildings.
Sure. Ready?
You about to? You just about to type something.
This is dated 1999. Sarah.
Look at you.
But this is my point, dude. This is my point. Is that it's not just me. It's not just Islam. It's not just Judaism. It is the same. It is the same story told by men that you are told that this is the word of God. It's true. Believe it. Fight for it. And the fact that it comes from men, flawed, slave-owning men, oftentimes, that we are scared to even question the idea that this is possibly untrue, and that's the big takeaway, is that the proof that God exists is a scroll written by men at a time that vaguely, or not vaguely, precisely tells the story of something that happens later. Another story recounted by men. That is not in itself proof of anything, much less proof enough for me to say, I'm going to forsake man and live my life in a way that makes me try and make other people believe in my religion.
Okay.
That it doesn't even approach the burden of proof that would require me to say, your God is wrong, which is, I'm sorry to say, what you're doing.
Okay, let me show you something else.
Okay.
We're going to do this again.
Great. I'm psyched. Hold on, I want to type my answer.
Okay. So what I'm about to read you, we're going to do the same thing.
Okay.
I am poured out like water, and all my bones are out of joint. My heart is like wax, it is melted within my breast. My strength is dried up like a potsherd, and my tongue sticks to my jaws. You lay me in the dust of death. For dogs encompass me. A company of evildoers encircles me. They have pierced my hands and my feet. I can...
Johnny Cash.
Hold on, let me finish it.
I'm almost positive it's Johnny Cash.
Okay.
That's gotta be.
Is that Johnny Cash? All right. I can count all my bones. They stare and gloat over me. They divide my garments among them, and for my clothing, they cast lots. So they're gambling over his clothes. Who does that sound like to you?
That one, 3-6 Mafia. Fuck. Again, it's...
Who does it sound like? Just answer that first and then give what you're about to say.
The word pierced is hard to come up with anybody else other than like...
And then...
Clears at the mall.
I like that. That's where I got my Harry Spears.
But I'm just... What I'm saying is...
But specifically,
what I'm saying is...
The trouble, they pierced his hands and his feet.
Sure.
And they gambled over his clothes.
That was a thing that they used to do in the day.
Actually, so let me show you. This is Psalms. This is the writing of David. This is 1,000 years before Jesus is born. And this is I believe it was 200 years before crucifixion was invented by the Persians. So before crucifixion is a thing, we have it being...
Wait, hang on a second. When was crucifixion?
Crucifixion was invented, I want to say, probably like 700, 600 BC, maybe 800. Oh, 300 BC, someone saying? I don't know. I think it was a little earlier than that, but I might be wrong. What does it say?
Sixth century BC.
6th century BC. Now, Psalms is 1,000 BC.
Mm-hmm.
So, crucifixion is not invented yet. Good trouble. It's not invented yet.
Again. Does it mention crucifixion?
It mentions specifically that he's having his hands and his feet pierced. This is before people was even doing that.
Another way of saying that is no.
No, the answer is yes. What you mean?
The another way of saying that this doesn't mention crucifixion is no, it doesn't.
It does. It mentions the man's having his hands and feet pierced, bro. And specifically also them gambling over his clothes. That's John 19. They gambled over Jesus's clothes, bro.
What psalm was this?
This is Psalm 22.
What was this?
This is Psalm 22. You wanted something a little bit more specific. Even though Isaiah 53 is pretty specific, but this right here, they have pierced my hands and my feet specifically. And they gamble over my clothes. You lay me in the dust of death.
Which Bible is this?
And any of them. It's the Psalm. The Psalm is in every Bible you open up.
Mm-hmm. But it's different depending on which king.
No, it's not different at all.
My fucking...
You okay?
You ever throw your neck out when you're in the gym? I can't look up right now.
I haven't
worst.
done that. Thank God. Oh my goodness, I haven't done that yet.
It's the worst.
I can imagine. My back, yes.
One was the original Psalm 22 is thought to date from the pre-exilic period, that is before the Babylonian destruction of Jerusalem.
1000 BC, brother.
587 BC.
No, what is specifically what?
This is just what I'm reading.
What is 580 BC?
When this is credited to be written, the first appearance of this.
No, not so. So are they talking about the manuscript that they have?
I'm just, again,
Because they could be talking about the manuscript, not the actual psalm itself. Psalm is one.
we're just learning together.
Yep.
Here's my book says. Are you ready for this? Are you ready? My book, Sarah the Unicorn. It says right in there. There's proof of this. The proof is this book.
I'm listening.
Me? The proof is this book. Anytime you need proof, it's the book. If you reference the book as proof of the book, do you not see how that's kind of like circular reasoning a little bit?
In a very characterized, disingenuous way of what I'm doing? Sure, good trouble. That's not what I'm doing, good trouble.
It is. Is it
No,
not?
what I'm doing is I'm showing you why the book that I'm telling you is from God. I'm showing you why it's from God. Not because of the book itself, because of the prophecy that the book contains. I'm showing you that God.
Where do you find the prophecy
I showed it to you.
in the book?
Of course. So I'm giving you proof that the book is true.
You find the prophecy in the book
Showing you that the book
about
is
the
true.
book. Got it. That's not circular reasoning at all.
Well, so let me ask you this. I don't think so, but let me ask you this.
Okay.
Do you believe that circular reasoning is bad? Like it's faulty?
In terms of proof, sure.
How do you prove to me that circular reasoning is not good?
By using examples.
By using examples.
If I asked you to prove the existence of dinosaurs, and you said,
And I use a dinosaur.
no, if you were to
Dinosaurs are real
say,
because I have a dinosaur. Is that circular?
no, that's proof.
Okay. So watch this.
It is.
So prove that this book is from God. Okay. I'm going to show you in this book that it's from God by showing you the prophecy that the book contains.
That is the definition of circular reasoning.
It's literally the same thing as show me proof of dinosaurs. My proof to you of dinosaurs is
I
my
can
dinosaur.
show you proof of no, that's different. That's no. Me saying prove to me that there's a tooth fairy, and then you say the tooth fairy tells us that she's real. That is circular reasoning. If I said prove to me there's a tooth fairy, and then you presented a tooth fairy, that is direct proof.
Yes, but I'm using a tooth fairy.
If the tooth fairy says believe in me, I'm the tooth fairy, and you use that as proof, that's not proof of anything.
But
that's circular reasoning. If you use the Bible to say the Bible's true, there's no proof there.
No. If my proof to you that there's a tooth fairy is a tooth fairy, is it that circular?
What if you don't provide me a tooth fairy?
No, I'm saying I provide you a tooth fairy.
There is no proof.
I said I have tooth fairies exist. How do you know?
Yeah.
Because I have a tooth fairy. I show you the tooth fairy. Isn't that
proof?
Isn't that circular?
Yep. Sure is. Oh. No, that's just proof of a thing.
Okay. So
hold on. Let's just iron this out. The tooth fairy, I say the tooth fairy is real, and you say, give me proof. And I say, the proof is the tooth fairy told me she's real. You would say, you're an idiot, Good Trouble. Uh-huh. I'm not going to believe you.
Yeah.
If I said, there's a tooth fairy.
Good Trouble?
Hold on. If I said, there's a tooth fairy, and you said, prove it, dummy, the tooth fairy doesn't exist. And I said, here's the tooth fairy, and she's in my hand. That's proof.
Okay.
What you're saying is, the Bible's real. And I say, how? And you say, it says so in the Bible. That is not proof. That's just the tooth fairy telling you that she's real.
And that's disingenuous, bro. What you just did is disingenuous, Good Trouble.
That's literally what's happening.
No, it's not. What? So show me that the Bible is real. And so I'm not showing you, oh, the Bible says that the Bible is real, therefore it's real. That's not what I'm doing. What I'm doing is I'm showing you prophecy that's contained in the Bible that shows that the Bible is real. And you do, and guess what?
Dude.
It's the same thing. Instead of dealing with it,
it's the same thing.
So deal with it though. Deal with Psalm 22.
But I don't have to, because the proof that you're showing me is another story written by men that I'm meant to believe. Is another
prediction, another prophecy in detail
with no proof. With no proof.
How is it? What do you mean it's not proof of what?
This is not proof of anything. I maintain that this is not proof of anything.
You can maintain that all you want, but you're not telling me how it's not. You even said watch this.
Because you haven't provided me any evidence of anything.
Even you, again, you said that this is about Jesus. Okay? You said this is about Jesus. This is before Jesus is even born.
You said it was about Jesus.
You
used this as example.
But you said, I asked you who it is. You said Jesus again.
That's not me assigning characteristics of one story to another is not proof of a God.
Two, actually.
It is not proof of a God. Mm-hmm. The use of this does not prove a deity.
So,
period.
But see, you just saying nuh-uh is not an argument. You're nuh-uh, that's not an argument, bro. Look, what you have to deal with is the fact. Listen, you have to deal with the fact that 1,000 years before Jesus and 700 years before Jesus, his story is told to you in detail, man. What are the odds? Tell me, how is that not supernatural? Tell me how it's not.
What are the odds? Listen to me. I don't want to be mean, okay? But I'm gonna now. What are the odds, okay, that a virgin is impregnated by an all-knowing God who impregnates her with himself, who then who knows and is in his own creation that all of his creation are sinners that are going to be burdened with this original sin, that Jesus, and he sends his son to die on a cross knowingly, and then is risen and comes back from the dead 3 days later, and then is resurrected. And what are the odds? What are the odds that a talking snake presents himself as the original? What are the odds that a burning bush speaks unto whomever? I
don't understand why you're not dealing with what we're dealing with right now.
I'm telling you, if you want to like enact which is more believable,
that's not what I'm doing.
This story that resembles the story of Jesus, or this fantastical idea of a deity, and this story of Christianity, I'm going to say the likelihood is this story is a coincidence more than this other thing. Okay. That is.
I got you.
That's where I land on this.
I got you, Good Trouble. Here's my thing though, bro. Here's my thing. Because we're not talking about what is more believable than another. What we have here is an actual.
You said that.
Hold on. What we have here is an actual.
You said that.
No, pay attention. No, I did not.
Okay.
What we have here.
You did.
No,
you said what's more likely, and I'm telling you.
I asked you what are the odds of this being fulfilled and foretold, and as exactly as it happens in detail. And what you did was you went on a rant about nothing about what we're dealing with. Dude,
I'm telling you, the odds are pretty good.
The odds are pretty good. Nice. The odds are pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay. So the odds are pretty good.
The odds are pretty good. The odds are pretty good that somebody wrote a story and then something else happened 700 years later.
This is what we have. No, it's not actually. This is what we have.
It is.
Good trouble. This is what we're dealing with. We're dealing with the historical fact that Jesus of Nazareth in the first century was crucified under Pontius Pilate. This is a historical fact. So I'm not even dealing with, because you as an atheist, I'm not even dealing with things that are super miraculous. Jesus dying under Pontius Pilate, under the governor Roman prefect Pontius Pilate in the first century, it's an actual fact of history. Okay, so this is what we're talking about, an actual fact of history. But,
so is his resurrection.
Sure, but this is what we're talking about. I'm not talking about the miraculous side of these things so far.
You can't
no, not yet. Here's the miraculous part. The miraculous part is the fact that 700 years and 1,000 years before Jesus of Nazareth is crucified under Pontius Pilate, his story and details of what's going to happen to him is told before it happens, before crucifixion is even a thing. That's the point. My question to you is, how is that possible?
My burden of proof for something this important is higher than this.
That doesn't. You didn't. You didn't tell me anything. You didn't say anything.
Yeah, I did. I will. Yes,
how is it possible?
It's possible because there are infinite number of ways that this story could have been told before.
No, there's not actually. Matter of fact, they actually calculated this. The odds of Jesus fulfilling the Old Testament prophecies. Let's look this up real quick. They actually
who? How do you calculate this?
They use like 10 to the 0 to the something power or something like that. Some type of math type of you know how they do probability statistics. I ain't that high in math.
Yeah, but you need data.
Yeah, they have the data.
How could you calculate this?
You have the data of the Old Testament prophecies, and then you have the data in the New Testament of Jesus fulfilling these Old Testament prophecies. And so they're saying the probability and the statistic of being able to fulfill all of those prophecies. What are the odds that just happens? You know, and so this is what they did. Hold on,
who did the study?
Let's see if I can find it. I gotta remember. Let's see if I can do it.
Jesus at JesusRules.com did the study.
The odds of Jesus. Oh, all right, here it is. Let's see. Good Lord. The odds of Jesus fulfilling the prophecies are extremely low. Different sources have calculated the probability of Jesus fulfilling different numbers of prophecies ranging from 8 to 31, and the results are very small, such as 1 in 10, 17, or 1 in 2.54 times 10 to the 28th power.
It's just made up numbers.
Not made up numbers.
It literally is made up. It's literally made up,
not, bro.
Yes, it is, because you're basing these numbers on the idea that these miracles happen.
That is what?
And you can extrapolate any number of data if you want to, if the idea that these things really happen.
You can. That's what they're doing.
But you can't.
That's literally what they did.
Can't. But you can't. Because you're presupposing that these are miracles that happen.
I'm not presupposing. I'm seeing it and coming to the conclusion reasonably and logically that these are miracles that happen because you have God
Those aren't the words I would use for
literally
this.
speaking in history. Good trouble. What am I supposed to do?
When you say literally, you mean the opposite of that. You mean not literally, but through men who scribe this down, and you are saying, you random guy, believe this guy who said that God told him this.
No, it's hey, random
Yes.
guy. Look at what has been told. Look at what has happened in history. Jesus dying by crucifixion. And then
Brother.
and what happens to him at the crucifixion? Being mocked by the people, surrounded by his
You
enemies,
just go over this.
them gambling over his clothes. They even got that 1,000 years before it happens? Good trouble that they gamble over his clothes?
Do you think that never happened before
No,
Jesus was crucified?
not in these details.
You don't think that was like a culturally significant
It wasn't
thing that was
cultural
happening all
at
the time?
yet. That's the point. This wasn't a thing yet.
Were you there?
Historically, it wasn't. I don't have to be there to know this. Historically, this was not a thing.
Okay. All right.
So they even get the fact that they gamble over his clothes? Good trouble. Tell me. Talk to me,
That's
man.
not. Yeah. Yes. Yes, they did. Do you know what a self-fulfilling prophecy
What's a
is?
self-fulfilling prophecy?
It's when you say something and then it happens. When you say a thing and then that thing happens. I'm going to rob a bank tomorrow. I go rob a bank. Did I prophesize that bank?
No, you said what you was
robbed?
going to do. That's you saying what you're going to do.
Interesting.
This is
If I
people
said,
talking about someone else.
If I said Joe's going to go rob a bank tomorrow, and then Joe goes and robs a bank, but he hears me say that thing.
See,
Did I
do you
prophesy?
see how that's not prophecy, bro? That's not prophecy.
It's the
Okay.
same.
So let's see if your scenarios that you just broke down matches what I'm showing you, dude. So this is David writing 1,000 years.
I'm saying.
Listen.
What I'm saying.
No.
No.
We gotta do it.
No. I'll go faster.
No.
What I'm saying is that this thing that you're using as proof is not enough proof for me to
Don't do it.
For me to try and make other people live.
Let's see.
my rules.
Let's see, good trouble. If
That's
okay,
all I'm
let's
saying.
see if your rebuttal, your objection matches what I showed you. Okay. Your example, like for example, you said, I'm gonna go rob a bank, and then the next day you go rob the bank. Okay. Is this that David 1,000 years writing about what's going to happen to Jesus? Is that Jesus being there with David, overhearing what or seeing what David writes about him, and then goes and gets crucified and has his clothes gambled over? The Romans, they heard that too. And Pontius Pilate, he heard this too, and had it happen exactly as David said it was going to happen? Or Isaiah? Okay,
No.
so then it's not the same thing that you brought up, bro.
No, it's not. Well, I will say this. It is just as likely that the thing that you're reading, which has been translated and retranslated retranslated is
Now the Bible's corrupted.
It's corrupted because it's written by a man. It is likely. It is. Hold on, man. It is just as likely that you are projecting the importance of this onto the original story because of its importance that the prophecy is true and that it means that your belief system is sound. It is just as reasonable to think that is true as a self-fulfilling prophecy, coincidence, or however else you'd explain it. It is just as likely because of all the reasons I said an hour and 2 days ago when we first started talking about this, which is it doesn't describe anything specific other than using the word pierced I'm sorry, dude. It's not enough. It's just not enough to hang the truth of religion, the truth of a deity on this is not enough
hands
proof.
and feet is specific?
You think he was the only one to have this done to him?
What about gambling?
Do you want to look up medieval torture?
Him having his clothes gambled over. You think that's not specific?
If the translation is what you think it is,
that's what it says.
Could be specific. Could also be an interpretation.
It's what I'm saying,
my main takeaway, dude. My main takeaway is that it's not enough proof to hang the existence of your God on.
So this is what I was showing you, bro. This is what I'm showing you. I'm showing you that my God has demonstrated that he exists by foretelling the future in precise, specific detail. And he even challenges all the false gods and all the false believers to do the same if they're true, which is the same thing I challenged you to do with that fake thing that you brought. And you wasn't able to do it, bro.
I did.
You wasn't able to do it.
I did.
You wasn't able to do it.
Do you need... I am able to do it. I'll do it again right now.
Okay.
400 years ago, Sarah properly or accurately predicted that we would have this conversation. And that my battery would die in the middle of it.
Show me the text that it's 400 years ago, and show me that she mentions you and I having the conversation and your battery dying.
Sure.
See, good trouble you play
ago. Sarah, wait, if I finish writing it, does it make it true?
Now you're playing games.
If I, finish writing this prophecy, does it make it true?
And this is where we have reached the extent of this, man.
All right.
I will tell you this, though. You was a joy. I really enjoyed this conversation. I did.
Appreciate you.
I enjoyed this conversation. You can come back anytime, bro.
Same.
Thanks, man. You take care of yourself, okay?
Appreciate you, man.
All right, peace. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I did, honestly. I had fun. I truly did have a good time. I'm talking to Good Trouble, getting his reactions to the messianic prophecies. Priceless. Even it goes to show you do not have to be religious, claim to believe in a God, to know who and what these scriptures are talking about. You don't.